last tutorial section. Let's go. If you're here, even if it feels hard, it means you're doing great. We won't have to remember any of these things off by heart because we're going to learn through gameplay, just like the games we know and love. All right, so first we're going to learn about the core databases that make life game design. We've already interacted with some of them. And I also want to show you the mini guides. Now, this is a feature that I know no other Notion template has, but it's a way for you to reference all the frameworks that are within life game design. So let's open this mini guide example. And these mini guides are like pop-up windows that will give you detailed information on the recurring frameworks of life game design. So if we scroll down, we know that they can be navigated without leaving the page that we were on. This is really cool. So watch this. If we click in depth, we're still, if you can see on the background, we're still in the page that we were before. And this means we don't need to remember any of the concepts in LGD off by heart, because I know there is a lot, but we always have the mini guides to fall back on. So that's really cool. So it says, click the toggle below to learn about tasks. But we've already learned that you need to open toggles in life game design to learn how to use things. And from now, we know that we need to open this toggle without me having to like shout at you to do it. Because this is the kind of way that I want to lay out life game design. I don't want to have it say, like over here, you know, click the toggle to learn about tasks. Because honestly, as you use and get more used to life game design, if I made the whole app laid out in this way where it's like, click the toggle to do this, it would look really ugly really quickly. So it's just got the simple thing of like manage your task below. So we need to click the toggle, like it says, to learn how this works. And so it will look like it has no context. You're like, what do I even do here? But as soon as you open the toggle, you're like, oh, it's got the mini guides, it's got a walkthrough, it's got database view explanations, it's got everything that I need to understand how to use this. But for the sake of this, these mini guides is how you would access it, but this are just examples. This is what it would look like when you open this. We're going to go through the actual examples of how to use it later. But for now, we want to open this walkthrough to learn what to do here. And this is just an explanation. Every database view like this has a walkthrough on how to use it. If you open the database view explanations down here, we can learn what we're seeing below. So let's open this database view explanation and it will just tell us Notion tutorial tasks as it says here. These are just our tutorial tasks in a board view organized by status. So this is a board view of our task database and it's organized by the status property. Okay, so like it says in here, we need to click the video guide above. So let's go up and now we can see video guides. We know how to navigate mini guides and these are available to help us get a better overview of life game design. Generally, most of the mini guides will have these three different options and I can go back if I want to within them. So if I go back to the video guide, I can see that we've got a video guide here. So let's click on this button to start level 1. All right, we're so close to finishing these tutorials and heading to the mini games, which is where the absolute action of life game design is. So let's keep playing. This is our first challenge together. I'm here to guide you and Atreus over here is going to figure out how to take his first kill. All right, we're going to start easy and cover the overall structure of areas, projects, tasks, and notes. Then we're going into level 2 and we'll dive into each of them individually. So let's go into the structure overview of life game design's core databases and how they're set up with the powerful OctaCore framework. So this is where Notion differs from other apps. Databases themselves can actually share information. So this means that the projects database is connected to the task database, but not only that, the areas, projects, tasks, and notes are all combined over here. So we can scroll down and click the toggle to learn more below. So every area, project, task, and note stems from an OctaCore attribute. With other Notion templates, if you made different areas like learning, finance, and planning, you wouldn't be able to group them separately from other things like work, which is contribution, leisure, which is experience, and life admin, which is persistence. These are the other OctaCore attribute examples. So we can learn more and understand from this diagram that these are the OctaCore attributes. You can see work, the red one, contribution, leisure, experience, the green one, and life admin, persistence, the blue one. But we're looking at intelligence here, which is everything to do, like it says here, learning, finance, and planning. We have an area within that, which would be Notion, and we have a project attached to that area, Notion tutorials, like this tutorial is a task, and we have notes, which you're going to see soon. All right, let's go into learning more about OctaCore attributes. And the thing is, you won't need to learn each OctaCore attribute yet. We're just going to cover the structure of pages. I have a dedicated OctaCore course, but also OctaCore is not a framework you even need to learn. It's a framework that you're going to experience through life. I designed Life Game Design to not be some like random course or app that you're going to use for like one tiny season of your life. This is a philosophy and a framework that you can use to actionably change your life for the rest of your life. So let's scroll down and understand that other Notion templates don't have a framework to organize your life areas. And this is kind of what it looks like when you add them all together, because they don't have an attribute system, they don't even know how to understand, organize, or optimize all these different attributes of life that lead to a fulfilling life. They kind of just bung all of these things in together. So you've got like Notion, your uni stuff, your work, your travel, life admin, all of this stuff gets cluttered together and there's no way to separate them out. But with the OctaCore attributes, you can use similar things like learning Notion or learning through university to combine these very similar areas of learning and be able to separate it from very unrelated life areas like your work or your life admin stuff or like travel plans. And that's the whole point of OctaCore. So we're going to dive into level 2 for a deep dive into notes. So let's go level 2. The previous level was like super easy. We're just like learning things, but now we're getting ready for some action. And one by one, we're going to work our way up the core databases. And this is what it feels like when you get more confidence with Notion. Okay, starting with notes, these are the easiest to understand. So if I open notes here, notes can either be default or connected to attributes, areas, or projects. So I've got this diagram here to show that. You've got let's open this toggle. You've got default notes, which are uncategorized. You've got intelligence attribute notes. You've got intelligence area notes. An area could be Notion. And then you've got project notes. So I have the attribute, which is intelligence. So I can save that as an intelligence note. This would be all the random notes to do with learning, finance, and planning. Okay, and also the area notes, I've got a note within this Notion area that I'm going to get you to interact with soon. And a project note would be a project in intelligence that would be attached to a note. That sounds kind of confusing, so let's use practical examples to learn easier. And now we can see that this kind of has like no context, right? But we learned from the mini guides that we need to open this toggle to learn how to interact with this database. And I'm glad you knew that. So we're going to do that for all of the other database examples. So now I'm just going to open this walkthrough here and learn the basics of notes in the mini guide above. I'm just going to follow the instructions as exactly what it says. So we're going to open this notes mini guide. And it says all we need to do is read the basic info. We don't need to know the in-depth of notes yet. So what are notes? We use notes to keep all the information in our life centralized and organized with OctaCore. So in our strength attribute notes, there could be like squat technique, meal plan, workouts. And in intelligence, it could be like a podcast episode, your book notes, or like a video on psychology. So in the structure of areas, projects, tasks, and notes, we can see that they lie down here so that they can be connected to all things above it. All right, so let's click this button to return to level 2. And now we need to open the database icons mini guide next. So it says number 2 here, database icon mini guide. Let's click that. And now I'm going to teach you in depth about these icons here, the database tab icon legend. All right, you're going to see this everywhere in Life Game Design, and it's pretty straightforward. So blue means you can freely edit and add pages to the database. It would be no worries. Orange means you need to edit or add with caution. And red means edit only or edit with caution. Do not add pages here unless you know exactly what you're doing. All right, cool. So you can see that these examples are here. We're going to see it in our database below. But let's go to in-depth to learn more. And these are just some more detailed explanations. So the blue ones are the easiest to use intuitively. The orange ones require some basic knowledge to use correctly, and these are usually explained in the database explanations. And the red ones, it is crucial that you read the database explanations when using these so that unexpected things don't happen. And if you accidentally end up creating pages in edit-only views, just delete them or leave them, okay? Cool. Now that we got that, we're going to click this button to go to the tutorial and learn what to do. Now it says we need to create our own note, number 3. Now I'm going to open this toggle to learn how to create my own note. And now it says open the links tab. So I'm going to open that and click plus new to create a new note. It says that we're going to select the intelligence note template and enter the URL youtube.com. So let's do that. I'm going to open this. I'm going to select the intelligence note template. And then we're going to enter the URL, which is found up here in the properties URL. So let's type in YouTube. And now we've done that. We know how to exit out of this because we've created it. And that's it. We've done. And now we need to click the button below. And one thing that you can mess up with this section is that if you open this and you create the intelligence note, but then I don't add the URL, notice that it's not here because this only shows you notes that have a URL attached. And that's why this has a orange thing. And I explain that in these database view explanations here. All right. There's also a search function that you can use to search all of your notes. If you click this and you press this magnifying glass, you press search. And if I want to search something like a gym note that I have already, I can search for all the notes there. Now, this search function is for notes, tasks, projects, and areas. It works exactly the same, but you don't want to add tasks and stuff here because then it will have to select your own template and it's just, yeah, you don't want to select it there. So now we're done with this section and it says click the button below and we're clicking this button when we've added the note as guided by the walkthrough. So let's click that. And now we've made it so far and we've done so much already. We're going to smash through this next part. So for the next stage, let's do tasks. Okay, let's dive into this next part of tasks. So let's open this and learn that tasks can be default or connected to attributes, areas, or projects. It's exactly the same as notes. So in this diagram, we can have default tasks, which are uncategorized by the OctaCore attributes. So before you learn about all of these attributes, just use default tasks and it's really easy to select those. So don't worry about learning the OctaCore attributes for now. We're going to use default tasks for most of our things. The attributes can have tasks attached to it. The areas can have tasks attached to it and projects can have tasks attached to it. Notes have exactly the same structure. All right, let's go down to a real task database example. Now we're going to open this toggle like we know how to already to learn what is going on here. So I'm going to open this and it's going to give me a walkthrough. First thing, I'm always going to open the walkthrough. And the first thing that we need to do is delete the secret task. Now, I've given you a secret task to learn how to delete pages. So we're going to learn together, okay? So for the method 1, we want to delete straight from the database. So there's 2 ways we can do that. I'll hide that diagram because I'm going to show you. The first is that you have to click the 6 dots here and you can either press delete from here or there's this little trash can icon that pops up. So if I press delete, I'm going to press Control Z to undo that. And I can also press delete from this option here. So I'm going to show you that one more time. I click these 6 dots here. That opens up this menu where I can find delete. I'm going to press Control Z to undo that. And then if I deselect it, I can select it with this checkbox here and delete it with this little trash can icon there too. Okay, so that is delete method 1. Delete method 2 is opening the page and deleting it from here. So I've opened this page. I need to go to the 3 dots on the top right corner of this page, click it, and I need to find delete. And all I need to do is press delete and now it's gone. If I press Control Z, it'll revive it again. I'm just going to show you that one more time. Come up here, click the 3 dots, find delete, and delete it. Now, if I made a huge mistake and I forgot to press Control Z, there are 2 ways that we can recover deleted pages. The first one is the method that I have been showing you this whole time. It's by just pressing Control Z to undo the action. But if it's been too late, if I accidentally deleted it and I made a big mistake, I can come here to trash And then in trash, I'll see every page that I've deleted. And all I need to do is either search for it. So if I type in secret, it will show me the secret task. And so I press this restore icon and it will restore it. And you can see it's come back now. Now, this is popped up open in full view. So I'm going to press back on my browser to get back to where we were. And now the last thing is to learn about the default task view in this database view explanations. So open here, I'm going to open this default task views, and that is these, the active, all tasks, and the search. We've already done search together before, but the active tasks shows you everything that is awaiting, actioning, and focusing. The 3 split triangle here represents each status. So over here, I can see all of the focusing tasks that I have, all of the actioning tasks that I have, and awaiting ones. We're going to learn more in depth about status later, so don't worry about it now. And you've also got the mini guide to teach you, okay? You've also got this all tasks view over here that will show us all of our tasks in all of these different status options. So we can see this by default on all of our task views. So if we ever need to edit anything really quickly that we forgot about, we can do that here. And the same with our search bar, just like we did for the notes. It will only show us a limited amount of tasks at a time, but because if you press this load more, it will just be like boom, and we don't want to see all of that clutter. But we can search for things. So if I type in gym, I can see all of the tasks that have to do with gym. All right, cool. I'm going to exit out of that. And all you need to know is that for projects, it's exactly the same. They'll have the active, all projects, and the search. And for areas, it's similar too. Now that we've done that, we want to progress to level 3. We are getting close. We're almost done and really close to doing the mini games. But now we're going to play a bit of a boss level, okay? This is going to be a little bit of a challenge. We're going to use all of the experience we built up to tackle projects. And even though you might think it's scary, I'm here with you every step of the way. All right, let's go. The project section below has simple steps that I've broken down for you to be as easy as possible. So after we complete this projects level, we're going to areas, and that will be a walk in the park. I won't make you do anything hard there. We're just going to chill out. All right, cool. So let's go open projects here. And projects, just like tasks, can be default, or they can be connected to OctaCore attributes. So you've got the intelligence attribute. That can be an intelligence project. And then you've got a area like Notion, and that can be an area project. And that's exactly what this life game design tutorial course is. This is a area project. Okay, cool. We're going to open this project mini guide to learn more. And we just need to learn the basic info. And projects, what are they? They are everything in life game design. We're going to use them to track so many things: our goals, achievements, milestones, holidays, our watch list, events, like everything. We're going to do everything with them, but you'll learn more about that soon. And we're just going to be doing the structure of them. So you can have, like I said, projects within areas, within an attribute, and attach tasks and notes to them. So let's go back to level 3 projects. And now we're going to open the projects database example. All right, let's go. So now we're going to tackle this boss, and all we need to do is follow all the steps in order to complete this section. So we're going to manage our projects below, and I've set it up for you in 3 stages. So let's open this to learn exactly what to do. So for the first one, I want you to learn project templates. So first, we're going to select our own project templates, and we've already done this with both tasks and notes. We're just learning how to do it for projects. It's exactly the same. So we're going to create a new project by clicking plus new here. Then we're going to select the project template, which is experience. And then we're going to enter our favorite or most recent movie, anime, game that we've watched or played. And then we're going to set the status to achieved and then the date. It sounds like a lot, but really it's only like 3 clicks in a row. So let's do it. We're going to open this. We're going to select the template, which is experience project template. And then we're going to change the name of this to the thing that we saw. So the last game that I played was God of War Ragnarok. And we're going to set the status from here into achieved. And we're going to set the date. Maybe it was today or maybe it was back in the future. I'll let you sort that out. I'm just going to add it as today. And that's pretty much it. Now we've sorted that. We've completed the first stage. And now you want to click this button when you're done. And that's pretty much it. Selecting custom templates is the same for areas, tasks, and notes. And experience The attributes of OctaCore is everything we do for leisure, from gaming, going to hikes, and hanging out with friends. So let's open walkthrough 2. But first, it says we need to close walkthrough 1. Otherwise, this would get very messy very quickly. Okay, so let's close this and open walkthrough 2. Now we're going to learn about project structure. So I've got this mini guide that says walkthrough 2, and we're just going to follow what it says. So let's follow this walkthrough as well. We're going to open this structure guide, click tutorial projects table here, and we're going to do all these steps later. But let's open this mini guide first and learn about good versus bad project structure. So good project structure is making a main project within a sub-project, sub-project, sub-project. You can have as many sub-projects as you want attached to a main project. But bad project structure is having a main project with sub-projects, but then adding a main project inside of that sub-project. It doesn't break your template, but it will break the flow of how this information is organized in a hierarchy. And it means that keeping good project structure means that the tasks and the notes stay connected to the main project. All right, let's see in depth to get some more insights on this. And this project structure is the most important in table views only, ones like this over here. So in this table view, the tutorial projects table, we can see an example. But in this example that I prepared for you just from screenshots is that every project view, every project table view is marked with the orange icon because of this project structure that you need to know. Okay, so this is good structure. The God of War main series and spin-offs are separate. You can see this toggle holds the God of War main series like this, and then this toggle holds the God of War spin-off series, and they are not inside each other. But if we scroll down, this is bad structure. You've got your God of War main series with these sub-projects here, but inside of that, you can see the God of War spin-offs with its own sub-projects, but it's really easy to avoid this. So let's click this button to return back, and let's follow the instructions in the second walkthrough. We're going to click the tutorial projects table, like it says here. We're going to open the Notion course toggle, and then we're going to set this to achieved and today's date. And now you've interacted with this toggle that has sub-projects. And again, with bad project structure, it would look like this. If I added this and I selected the template as a main project template, no, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. So to correctly do this, if you were to do it yourself from a table view, is that you want to add a project here and add it as a intelligence sub-project. For all of the templates, the main projects are at top and the sub-projects are down below. It looks complicated, but all you need to do is find if it's either a main project or a sub-project and just follow the color coding. Like this is orange, I click orange. Easy as. Okay, that's it. For now, I'm going to delete that because we don't need it. And now I'm going to go to the third walkthrough, which is project design. So I'm going to close this toggle and open walkthrough 3 when done. And this is the last one. We're going to learn how to interact with projects. So open the project LGD Notion tutorial course and follow the steps inside. So we're going to click this, and in the next section, we're going to figure out how to interact with projects all the way through. Okay, let's do this project over here. So we're going to click it and open it and just follow the instructions inside, like it said in the walkthrough. So over here, it's going to prompt me to open the page in full view by clicking this icon up here. So I'm just going to give you a bit more of an explanation. If you click this, it will open it up in full page. But before that, we can change the peek mode. So if you click this, you can have different options. You can have side peek, which opens it up like this. And if I do that again, I'll bring it back to center peek. This is like the pop-up window. And then you can have full page, which is exactly what this one does. So I'm going to open using this icon. I'm going to press back on my browser and then show you opening it with this one, full page. All right, I'm going to show you those options again if I do it from the start. So I'm going to click on the project. I'm going to use the full page icon to instantly set it to full page. I'm going to press back on my browser to show you one more. And then I'm going to show you, you click on the project, click the peek mode and full page. So those are two kind of options to do that. All right, now let's follow the rest of the instructions. So if you ever need to go back to tutorial 3, you can press this button and just scroll all the way back down and we're back here. So one more time, we're going to open it up and go all the way. We're just getting used to navigating pages in live game design because that's something that you really want to get the hang of. And now we're going to follow these instructions, okay? So below is the default layout of projects. We're going to follow the number instructions below to progress to level 4. Now, I've got a dedicated video guide to deep diving into everything within projects, so you're going to watch that after, but just for now, we're going to learn how to interact with just the basics, okay? You want to skip all the rest of the stuff apart from these numbers here. So we're going to create a subproject called created subproject. And again, I'm going to cheat. I'm going to highlight this, copy and paste it. And now all we need to do is set the status and date to today. Now we need to go into this achieved section, which will be really quick. We just click that and click and highlight this to delete the text and paste in what we wanted, created subproject. And now we literally have created a subproject. I'm going to not get ahead of myself or ahead of you guys and just click the edit button, click add project date, and it's exactly the same as adding a task date. So again, click on today's date, it's set, now it's here. And that's it. We've created a sub-project within a main project, and it's as simple as that. And the template itself got selected. Like, we didn't have to select the template or anything, so that makes it really easy for the future. Okay, if you want to learn more, again, there's the video guide, but also everything is explained in these database view explanations of what all of these things are, but we don't need to worry about that now. Let's take it one step, one level at a time. Okay, so let's go into create a task down below. We're going to do exactly the same thing. We're going to create a task called created task in project. It's as simple as that. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to come to this achieve section. And instead of scrolling down to plus new here, I can also add it from this plus button. So I'm going to add it there. It will instantly teleport me down anyways. I'm going to highlight this, delete it with backspace, and then paste in what I did. So created task in project. Now we can add the date straight from here because we can see this pop-up come up. So let's add the date to today. We already know how to do that. And now it's looks like it's disappeared, but it's actually just gone to the top here because of the sorting. All right. So don't be freaked out if that happens. It's still there. Just find it by scrolling up. Okay, cool. And the last thing that we need to do once that's done is skip this. This is time blocking. I said I did the dedicated guide to learn how to time block. It's such a powerful and useful feature, but it's a bit advanced for this right now. So let's go into creating a note, and we're going to create a note called Save to Notion extension. And this is an amazing feature, add-on product for Notion, and it's completely free. So we're going to add a note called Save to Notion extension. We're going to do it right here. So we've created intelligence note template. I'm going to call this Save to Notion extension. And then I'm going to add the URL here, right there. There's a different way that you can add the URL. So I'm just going to delete that. You can open the page and find the URL right here, like we did in the previous tutorial. We're going to exit this by pressing this close button, or we can press escape on our keyboard. I'll show you the different ways that can happen. So I'm going to press this button to close it. I'm going to open it again and just press escape on my keyboard. And that was it. Now, after adding the note, now we've completed level 3. So let's click to complete level 3. And now we can use projects to be the game designers of our own lives. And breaking your projects down into sub-projects and tasks is a skill that you will develop over time, okay? Remember that life isn't just a game that we play, it's also one that we have to design. So let's continue on easy mode. I'm not going to make you guys do anything hard anymore. I put you guys through a tough challenge and I'm really proud of you. So I promise we're not going to do anything crazy. We're just going to be opening and viewing the Notion area. So let's go to level 4, areas in easy mode. And I made this last level the easiest. And soon we're going to turn this whole course into an achievement and head into the mini games. So let's continue. All right, we have skyrocketed our Notion confidence so much in such a short amount of time, but there is so much to learn. But now you have the ability to learn without this like really heavy guidance, okay? Okay, let's go into areas. Now, areas are always connected to OctaCore attributes. You've got your area diagram here. So I've got my OctaCore attributes, which would be intelligence, which is learning, planning, and finance. And for learning, I'm learning this app called Notion. And I've got a project called Notion Tutorials, with tasks attached to that tutorial that break it up into very small, simple steps. And I have a note attached to that as well. All right, so I'm going to open this area connections diagram and learn more about this. So I can use areas to organize key parts of my life, like with strength, the attribute strength, which is everything to do with your physical health. You would have the area of weightlifting. I would. In intelligence, you might have learning. An area in that would be like books. You can log all of the books that you're reading as projects and even have all of the notes on your books over there, because projects always turn into achievements. So you could have this massive stack of both books that you're tracking and also develop a achievements list of all the books you've ever read in your life, which would be really cool. We're going to open this areas mini guide to learn more and read just the basic info. So areas are the specifics of attributes. So you can see in this example, we have the OctaCore attributes here, which this one would be strength, and the areas for strength, an example would be physique, weightlifting, and nutrition. And within all of those areas, we can attach projects, tasks, and notes. Again, there's a dedicated video guide to learning about areas and learning about projects, tasks, and notes. I've made so many for you guys to make it as clear as possible. All right, let's click back to return to level 4 and learn about area structure. It's exactly the same as project structure. So let's learn. You have good area structure. So you've got main areas within sub areas, and then you've got bad area structure. Main areas and sub areas, but you put a main area inside the sub area. Let's quickly get rid of this because I hate the boring stuff like this. And area structure is most important in table views, just like it is in projects. So let's just go quickly to this example. This good structure here is like a travel list and activities. So you've got a travel list like Japan, Thailand, Korea. This is a main area. These are sub areas. And in travel activities, you got things like water sports and hiking sports. Now these are separated and that is good structure. But this down here is bad structure. You've got the travel list and you've got the travel activities inside the travel list. And it's really easy to avoid this. If you just use the blue icon views, the database views that help you deal with areas, you won't run into this problem at all. But if you mess around with the red icon ones or the orange ones, that's when you may run into this problem. But again, it's very easy to avoid this. Okay, let's return to level 4. And now it's telling us to open the area database example below. So let's open this area database example. And again, we click the toggle to learn what to do. And it's really simple. I promise you, I'm not gonna make you do anything crazy. All we're gonna do is open the Notion area, look around, and that's it. Okay, let's dive into this last bit in areas. So all I need to do is open this and it will open it up in full page. You haven't seen a page that opens up as soon as you've seen it before, so it might be a bit scary, but that's fine. If it's surprising for you, you can just press back on your browser to get back to where you were, but honestly, you don't need to. We're gonna dive into here head first, and all we need to do is look around. And I'm just gonna show you a very short view of the things that we can do in here. It will be really good if you just interacted with some of this stuff because it will teach you intuitively of what these things are. Again, if you follow the blue icon database things, it's going to be very easy not to mess anything up. So anything I do here, you can confidently do here too. So we're going to add new projects to our area like this. We can add new projects really quickly. So in Notion, maybe we can watch a tutorial on formulas, and the same with tasks. We can add a new task and the template will be set and the title will be gone. And the same with notes. We can quick add notes here. We can use this menu button, and if we click that, it will instantly teleport us to wherever we click on there. So if I go to the bottom to notes, it will teleport us there. And then in sub areas, we've got our sub areas here. We can see sub areas, which are a pro feature, which help us organize our life areas just a bit more granularly. I'll let you explore that in the full tutorial guide. We also have an achievements view. Over here. So we can see all of the achievements that we have within this area of Notion. And area achievements are really cool because let's say I have my intelligence attribute, which is everything like learning, finance, planning, all that stuff. But I want to have a separate area where I can see all of my achievements just within Notion. And I can do that here and see all these different ways to view my achievements. Again, you're going to learn about this in your own time. I don't need to do this like really heavy guiding, but you can just have a sneak peek of all of these things. It's really cool. You can see all of your projects and you can see all of these sub projects within here. This is a little sneak peek of learning life game design itself by going through the mini games. Each mini game you complete will be an achievement in itself, so you can look forward to that. And if you go into tasks, it's the same here. So I've got a tasks set up. I can see that these are the tasks from the course. And then I've got some really cool features from these. And if you want to learn more about how they work, which tells you very simply, but also in detail about what each of these things are, if you're confused about it. But again, I've made a dedicated notes guide, tasks guide, projects guide, and all encompassing areas, projects, tasks, and notes video guides for you to understand all of that, just like this one. Okay. We've also got notes here that we can use to organize all of the knowledge in our life, which is really cool, and separate it out just for this area of Notion. We've also got this new section where you can add your own inside this toggle when you become more of a power user. You can look forward to that. So what you would need to do is just delete this, and I would say custom. You just put a space in between every letter like that, and then you can have the exact same aesthetic as this one. But that's pretty much it. We just had a look around, and we're going to learn how to add our own in the video guides that I do for areas and stuff like that. But that's it for this tutorial. That's all we needed to learn. So let's click to finish this and celebrate. Okay, we just went from 0 to hero in Notion. So when you go back to the home dashboard, please delete this ugly thing that I had to put there. Honestly, I hated putting that there because it looks so disgusting and out of place. So you can finally delete that. And to find these tutorials again, you just open the main mini guide. So this is the main mini guide, the mini guide's homepage, and you scroll all the way to the bottom and you can see this is the Life Game Design Notion course. You probably won't need to do this again, so that's fine, but it's here if you really want it. You want to click the 6 dots here and delete it. Delete it. And then we can access it back here. If we go back to the mini guides homepage, scroll all the way down, this is the tutorial course. You don't want to do this now, you want to do this after when you go back. But first, we want to see our achievements that we made from this. This is the end of our first journey together in Notion and in Life Game Design, and the start of a second, which I'll sneak peek you later. So I hope I've given you the best experience in learning Notion through play instead of just like boring ass video guides. And honestly, it would mean so much to me if you could leave a review of how you found this on my Gumroad page. But let's carry on, and all we need to do is see our course achievements. It's really cool because you can see your progress here. All of these are at 100%, and you can see that this is almost done. All of our sub projects, our progress bar has been up, and our task progress, this is the last one we need to do. But what we can do is click this to set all projects and tasks to achieved. And what would be really cool if you could take a screenshot of this and share it on your socials and tag me, and I'll repost them to mine. I'm most active on Instagram if you want to do that. So we're going to click this button and it will set everything to achieved. You can see that just went to 100%. And that's it. We finished the LGD Notion course. Everything that we achieved here is from our real databases. And now we can click to see what's next. And let's dive into a sneak peek of the mini games, because that's what's next. And this is a quote I love from Chris Williamson. Your life should be lived by design, not by default. He's the host of the Modern Wisdom podcast that currently sits at 2 million subscribers and shares the most insightful lessons from the greatest minds around the world. And this over here is the mini game cycle. This is how we're going to design a fulfilling life, and it's like the gameplay loop of how we would do that. First, we have our vision. We want to create a future vision of success. Then we want to design and organize and optimize our current life. Then we want to find and focus on what is important to us specifically in our own lives, instead of being influenced by like random influences telling us what our lives should look like. We need to determine and design that for ourselves. And then finally, we go on to reflect. We need to gain insights by reflecting on our achievements, whether this design of our life is fulfilling or not, and then make changes based on that outcome. So down over here, we can see that these mini games are an LGD exclusive feature. You won't see this on any other Notion template because they are not as comprehensive. And these will guide you through the gamified process of designing a fulfilling life. And you can much clearly see the gameplay loop over here. So the first step is having your vision, then you go through design, focus, and reflect, and you repeat this cycle of design, focus, and reflect. Your vision is something that you need to set once and only come back to when you're very lost in life. So we'll scroll down to get some more information. And in the pro version with the mini games unlock cycle, you've got all of these vision mini games. So you've got OctaCore Vision, Tier List Vision, the Ultimate Vision Board. You've got the expanded design games, which helps you design your day and design your week. But months, seasons, and years are in the ultra version of Lite game design. You've got all of the focus games, which is a focus room. You've got an OctaCore course and setting your own focus intention. That's something you'll learn about in the course. And then you've got the expanded reflect games. You've got day reflections, week reflections, and the ultra version has months, season, and years. So you can both design and reflect on the ultra version for every period of your life. But in the pro version, it gives you so much because just being able to reflect on your days and weeks is more than enough. Really, the ultra version is for like superpower users who want to have the ultimate grasp and design of their life. Over here, I've linked a video of the tour of the mini games. So if you click this, it goes straight to this section of the mini games and me playing through each of them, but I'll just leave that there. You can watch a demo of that in your own time. But now it's up to you if you want to keep playing and go to the mini games, or if you want to pause the game and go back home. So let's just take a sneak peek at the mini games page. So if you click this button, you're going to be taken to the mini games and you've automatically had the vision game unlocked. So this is all of the mini games here. You've got vision, design, focus, and reflect. But if we look at unlocked ones, we've only got vision here because at the start of making life game design, I unlocked everything for everyone and they were like super confused. So what I've done is completely gamified each section of the mini games and I make you progress through them and actually get you to unlock each game by playing each game. So to tell you how that actually works, we're going to click this to learn more. But basically over here, it's got the same unlock cycle. So you go through all of the vision games, then you go through the design games, the focus games, and reflect, and then you complete all of these, and every time you complete a mini game, they become an achievement. And also, this is not something, like I said, that you're going to do for a very small slice of your life. This is a framework that you're going to be able to use for the rest of your life. Vision, design, focus, reflect is something that is inspired by the best selling self-help books and self-improvement books. And these are the key habits of highly successful people and exactly what they do. And that's exactly why I modeled it and applied game design to it. There's also dedicated video guides for each mini game that I've made just like this. So you can go through them, but I won't have to do this like heavy like guiding anymore. I can kind of just like speed run it through you now that you're a lot more comfortable with Notion. So I can't wait for you to start the first vision game, which is the OctaCore Vision Board. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this Notion tutorial course by Life Game Design.